everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and this is the finale for Cthulhu Death May Die. I really hope you guys enjoy it. We have one small minor correction to make before going into the playthrough, so let's go ahead with that right now. During the last video, part number 3, we actually had an explosion in one of the labs in this tile right here. And at that particular time, it was called Inferno, and it had every single tile that was adjacent to it take an additional fire token. So I went ahead and put a fire token here as well, of course, as the space it's in, plus this one right here. But I thought this one was adjacent for some strange reason, but I knew full well that there's only 2 arrows going out here and over here, so there is no adjacency between this particular spot where the lab blew up and this tile. So one of these fire tokens shouldn't be there. So that's a little nice, gives us a little bit of a break, being that there's already a ton of fire in there. All right, we're going to kick off Adam's first action here by doing something that doesn't cost an action. I'm actually going to use the beaker card that he picked up earlier because I'm scared of his short-term memory loss triggering and having me discard a card, which I don't want to have happen, meaning a discovery card. This beaker card here says you may discard this card to deal wounds to all labs and figures either in your space, including you, or in an adjacent space. Each target takes wounds equal to the number of fire tokens in their space. So if I throw that beaker into an area here with 2, that's going to do 2 damage to the star spawn. Or if I throw it in this room, of course, it's going to do 2 damage to him, but also to me as well. Or over here, this would completely wipe, actually would kill the cultist and kill this cultist, either, whichever one I chose. So really, I want to get the star spawn out of the way. I'm just going to run away from the cultists. I'm going to try to ignore them until I need to deal with them. So I'd rather do 2 hits to the star spawn to hopefully lessen the amount of hits I need from my actions to take this thing down. So 2 wounds for the beaker. Of course, it would have been nice to just wipe out a cultist, but I'm too tempted to do this to make life easy for me to run. So next up, what I'm going to do for my first action with Adam, now that I've done that and I feel a little safer because I'm 2 madness away from a threshold that would have had me lose that card and not get any benefit from it, now I'm going to roll because I don't want those madness signs to show up and cause exactly that to happen. So in order to make a shot from where I'm currently at to here, this is considered my marksman ability. It's out of my space, so I gain 2 green dice. I have 1 from a level up and my 3 basic. So let's go ahead and roll these and see how I do, hoping for good things. A really nice big hit here. Now the star spawn is 7, so we'll see how this goes. Oh, actually that's not bad. There's like no madness hits there at all, though I kind of want madness at this point. But we've got 3 hits and nothing bad happening for that. That's actually really good. I'm really surprised that actually happened the way it did. So we'll put a 3er on there. Now I do still have 1 reroll to use, but you can see that I'm 2 away from actually killing the star spawn because I need a total of 7. There's no point in me rerolling a die in this roll. I would just add 1, and I still need to attack it again in order to kill it. So it's just a waste of the stress. So I'm not going to bother in this case. But the one thing I am worried about is the fact that in my short-term memory loss trigger that happens if I roll a bunch of madness, I need to be at full stress use in order to be able to deplete my stress when that triggers. So even though it doesn't make sense normally to not go ahead and reroll a die, I'm going to, because it'll be in my best interest when I hit the next threshold. And you'll see what I mean. You probably already understand that from prior clips of this game. So I'm going to go ahead and reroll a die. It's going to definitely be a green one. We'll see what happens. Ha! A success. So that gives us another hit. So we are 1 away from killing it. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make another attack. So exact same pile of dice, going at it again and again. I have absolutely no stress available to me. Oh, that was not a good... Oh my goodness, I got exactly what I needed. I got a single hit. Oh, and I actually got the 2 madness. Oh my goodness. So that's actually going to push me to that threshold. So really that plan worked out perfectly. And again, the elder sign means nothing for Adam. So again, the 1 hit is going to kill off the star spawn. This is the 3rd time I believe we've killed this thing. We just keep destroying it. It just keeps coming back, causing us problems. Adam's been trying to get out of this space for so long and always having to deal with it. So we're hoping to clear a path for him to come down and help in the basement with Cthulhu. So that's 2 actions dealt with, but now we have to bump up our madness. So we're going to be going up 2 spaces on this track, which does put us at a threshold, so my short-term memory loss will trigger now. This is exactly what I was expecting would happen eventually, but not this quickly. If you're at full stress, heal all of your stress and discard 1 discovery card. Well, good thing I already used a discovery card, so that's good, but this now gets to go all the way back to 0, meaning I have rerolls available again, which is great. And because I'm at full stress, I didn't have to take a stress, so that's been dealt with. Now the next thing is, I don't get a die from this threshold, but I got to remember about this, Fueled by Madness. Anytime I'm sitting on a threshold space, I'm going to gain an extra green die, so that's really going to help me with attacks, even, you know, my next attack going forward, so I could maybe go after the fire vampire a little further away and have an extra dice right now. But I get to bump one of these 3 up now because of this upgrade. And you know what? It's a little crazy, but crazy is what Adam seems to like. I've been sticking with the marksman path the whole time. I'm going to stay with it because check this out. You may perform 1 free attack per turn against a target not in your space. So essentially, if I take that right now, I automatically gain the ability to go ahead and make another attack during my turn. So I can attack 1 more time for my 3rd action and then make another attack if I want to really try to clear out the insanity that has developed around me. Again, hoping for a path that I can escape this particular spot I've been stuck in for quite some time. Alright, this fire vampire right now is going to be taking a big time hit from me because I'm rolling 4 green dice now going into the stack thanks to my Fueled by Madness, give me an extra green die, and then the 3 black. So I should, famous last words, be able to take this thing down. It has 4 health. I'm hoping that this 1 attack can wipe it off the board. So here's where things get interesting. I'm going to use right now the actual free attack. So this is what I basically just gained because it says you may perform 1 free attack per turn. So this is going to be what I consider to be the free attack so that my 3rd action can be move if I so choose to. So here we go. Hey, that's looking pretty good. So we got 2, 3, and oh, are we actually short by 1? We are short by 1, but guess what? I have stress available now, so I'm definitely going to take a stress to re-roll one of these. I'll just re-roll this one here. Come on. Yes, there it is. So that's the 4 we need. And actually, you know what? I didn't even realize I'd completely forgotten. I don't need to reroll. I don't need to spend that stress. I'll take that back because I just realized that I already have 2 hits on this thing already. So I killed it in the first roll. I didn't need to do that. So I just took back that stress. So I'm still at full, or I took back that, yeah, so I'm still at full availability for rerolls with stress. But yes, this fire vampire is gone. All right. So that's looking pretty good. Now I need to think about whether I want to run out of here because I don't have any damage on Adam. He's fully healthy. I could risk it. I could run from here to here and then to here, or maybe I just run straight into this room and start dealing with cultists. The danger is if I move from here to here and then into here, I'm going to have 5 fire tokens, or sorry, I guess it's whatever I leave. So I'd take 4 fire tokens to get to here. Plus I would bring this cultist with me, which would be unfortunate. And then I have to deal with all those cultists on attacks, which would also be pretty rough. Or I could stay where I'm currently at and attack one of the cultists that's already there. So it might make sense because things had gone, or at least they have gone pretty good so far. But again, the Mythos cards always mess with me because of these gates right here. And the fact that they're sitting right there, I constantly get messed over. So it might make more sense to just run as fast as I possibly can. So with that said, I'm going to risk it. I think this is the time to risk it. I have full stress and full availability to re-roll. Plus my toughness allows me to have a free re-roll when I'm attacked or rolling for fire. So I'm just going to do it. So I'm going to have Adam go 1 into here and then 2 into here. He's going to bring this cultist in with him. He's going to take 4 fire tokens onto his player board. So I've grabbed 4 fire tokens like so. These 4 are going to go onto his board. And now he is in that room. Now, technically, I could move 1 more space. I could go from, but I mean, moving another space would probably have me trying to run down the door or down the stairs. But then I've got to deal with Cthulhu and all kinds of other monsters downstairs that I really don't want to see yet. Plus, I'm already dealing with everything else I got going on here, so I'm happy to stop here for now. This may or may not be a big mistake. This is a really risky move, but I've been stuck in that position for so long, I need to make a decision. So I guess now we get to find out whether or not this is all going to pay off for me or not. Here we go. We got Chaos in the Labs. It says move the Elder One and each monster 1 space towards the undestroyed lab closest to each of them. Oh, that's actually pretty good. That's really good. Summon a cultist in each damaged lab. Okay, well, I don't have any. Okay, this is actually really good. This could change up the entire board. So let's just do the first step first, and then I'll move through with the rest. Now, the terminology really matters here in terms of these Mythos cards. You have to watch this because you can make this mistake quite easily, and I almost did. But it says move the Elder One and each monster. Now, you might think that everyone on the board is considered a monster, but that's not true. Everyone on the board is considered an enemy. Monsters are everything but the Elder One and Cultists. So that would be all the other things like star spawns, fire vampires, all that kind of stuff. Those are the monsters. But we don't have any more of those on the board anymore, so those aren't going to be moving one space. But we do have an Elder One on the board, Cthulhu himself, who is definitely going to move one space closer to one of the labs. The only remaining lab is this one down here. So Cthulhu basically just moves straight down the stairwell here into this final lab area. That is the only move that's going to happen inside of the basement. The next step on the Mythos card says to summon a cultist in each damaged lab. Well, this lab right down here is not damaged, so there'll be no cultist summoned to that lab. Then it says remove one wound from each lab in a space with a cultist. Again, that won't happen because we don't care about those labs and we never actually damage that last one remaining anyway. So this is a card that would be more so a problem during the first section of the game. We were trying to destroy the labs and the equipment, but at this point, that's a perfect Mythos card to have. So Adam is not in a safe space right now. He's going to be taking 3 separate attacks from each of these cultists. He does have a toughness ability that says you have 1 free reroll when attacked, or rolling for fire. So that's really great because it triggers every single time he's attacked. There's no limit to it unless it states it. It says you have 1 free reroll when attacked. I'm being attacked 3 separate times, so I'm going to get a free reroll for each of them. Plus I have a full amount of stress to consume in order to reroll dice, so hopefully that will save me. I'm rolling 2 green dice for each of them, so again, 1 attack at a time. So rolling 2 green dice, start things off. That's really bad. So I got 2 successes right off the bat, which would be 2 hits for me. But I get 1 free reroll for my toughness. Great, that converted 1 to nothing. So now I'm going to do is spend a stress on my own here, which I just did off camera, to reroll this one right here and hopefully eliminate all of it. Aha, look at that. It's got an elder sign, so I'm good. So that attack is nothing. Now we're going to go with the second attack. Remember, I have a reroll for this one because it's a brand new attack. Oh, 2 successes again, so a free reroll. And that removed that one. This is almost carbon copy to what happened in the last attack. I'm going to use a stress. Oh, it's still stuck around. Do I want to use any more stress? That's the question. I like having 2 stress available for Mythos cards that are pretty nasty, so let's just hold off. I'll take the hit. Don't know if that's wise or not, but we'll take it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll now for the last attack, and knowing full well I have a toughness reroll too. Nice, I got a blank and I got a success and an elder sign, so I'll reroll this one. There we go, nothing happened. Perfect, so I got through all of that, no problems at all. I did take 1 hit, so I have 3 spots remaining where I can take hits and not die. The 4th slot will kill me, and I have 2 slots worth of stress to spend still. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So let's go ahead and deal with Adam's Fire. I'll move these Mythos cards out of the way for a second. We've got 3 black dice here. I need a black die for each one of these fire tokens, so I'll be re-rolling a fresh black die later on. So for now, we'll just deal with the first 3 fire. But technically, you're supposed to roll this all together, but I only have the 3 black dice right here. So let's roll these 3, see what happens. Remember, I have stress available if I need to reroll. And I also, for my toughness, says you have 1 free reroll when attacked or rolling for fire. And you roll for fire all together. So I only have 1 free reroll, and that would include when I roll for this one too, but I just don't have enough dice to do it. So I can reroll 1 die for completely, for free. This would sound like a pretty good one to roll right now. So I'm going to reroll that one. Okay, so I converted into it. So that's essentially what's happening. I'm going to take a sanity hit and an actual health hit as of right now. That's where I currently stand. And then I'm going to go ahead and re-roll this blank to cover this one right here. Okay, so we got this is currently what I have for what I've got for these 4 tokens. So the question becomes, do I want to spend any of my leftover stress in order to convert these so I don't take too much more hits? Kind of do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spend 1 more stress. I'm going to re-roll this one. Okay, so I just bumped myself up in the madness chart. Do I want to go all the way? Let's go all the way. Let's keep our health as high up as we possibly can. Ah, rats, it didn't pan out for me. Okay, so this is what we got. A single hit against us and 2 madness. So 2 madness is going to have us move 2 spots up the insanity track as we get very close to the next insanity threshold. And then, of course, we're going to have 1 health hit. So we drop 1 spot down the track like that. And then all 4 of these tokens have been resolved and come off of Adam's board. He's still alive. So yes, it was worth it to make that run attempt. We survived. And he's the character I'm most scared of because he is very mortal. And like Rasputin, who can come back from the dead from wounds, Adam is dead once he's dead. And I really, really got to be careful with him. And now to end off Adam's turn, we're going to finish the end of turn effects for Cthulhu by placing one of the special tokens in Cthulhu's space, if there isn't already one there. But I can already tell you right now, the entire basement is full of those tokens, so we can't place any down there. So it says to place it nearest space that doesn't have one. So that would be coming all the way upstairs here. And once you have this one right here, the next nearest spaces would be here, 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 or here. So at this point, there's not too much. I definitely don't want to place this token here because I know full well that the star spawn, if there's one of these tokens sitting in this space when the star spawn spawns, it actually can help increase his madness level. So that would actually be helping him out. So I'm not going to do that, but I could place it here or in the middle somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and just place it off to the side here, like so. All right, so Rasputin's going to start off his turn with an attack. He wants to take out those cultists in his room. I've rearranged the room so you guys can see what's in there. 2 cultists, 2 fire tokens. There's a little cultist hiding behind this Cthulhu in the center room with 2 fire tokens. But Cthulhu takes up a lot of this shot now, so I just want to make sure you guys understand what's behind Cthulhu. But essentially, I don't want to go ahead and move him into this area here and start attacking Cthulhu because I'm bringing 2 cultists in with me, which means I'd have 4 in there. And 4 cultists equates to 8 green dice coming at me when they attack me, so that's a bit much, and it almost guarantees that Rasputin will be burning through his lives. So he's going to be a little smart here and try to thin the herd. He currently right now has 0 stress available. He's burnt through all of his stress. He's extremely stressed out, and he's 1 away from death, at least his first death, but he has 2 more lives after that. As long as he dies from wounds, he can come back, but sanity will just outright kill him, of course. So what I'm going to do is I got all my dice here for Rasputin. So I got 3 black and 3 green, according to what I'm allowed to have based on my level ups, as well as my brawling skill, because there's 2 of these guys in the same room with me. So when I roll this, I can actually split my damage up across both of them in the single roll versus having to pick one character for all the damage. So that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and roll these off and see how well I do. Plus, I have a really cool ability with Arcane Mastery that I can convert Elder Signs, or any converted Elder Signs, I can convert to successes, which then also can heal some of my stress. So as you can see from this roll right now, that's something I'm going to want to do. So really, this can be converted to a success. I can convert this to a success, plus it already has one, and then this one. So really, this is all I need to actually kill both of these cultists, plus regain 3 stress on my track, which was great because I was totally out. So now I've gone back 3. I actually didn't incur any madness there whatsoever, which was also a plus. And I did all the damage necessary to blow both of these cultists out of the water like they were nothing. Perfect. Okay, so now with that resolved, I have to figure out what I want to do second, but I think I already kind of know. I might just run into the room and take the fire with me. I don't have time to deal with that. I want to just keep hammering on Cthulhu, so I'm going to do just that. I'm going to move Rasputin into here, so he will take 2 fire tokens, which I'm going to place on his board off camera right now. We'll be dealing with those later on, but to me, that's worth it. Now, the fact that Rasputin is almost dead is my biggest concern. He's still 1 away from death. So the real question becomes, do I want to attack Cthulhu right now when Cthulhu currently has 6, 7, 8 health worth of damage on his character right now. So he only needs 4 more to actually be taken out in this stage, and we can move on to the next stage, which could be done potentially, but it puts Rasputin in a spot where he's almost guaranteed to lose his first life. But it might be worth it to push us into stage number 1, or stage number 3, sorry. So I'm kind of thinking it's worth it. Because I'm having an unkillable skill that says 1 free death if you would die from wounds, instead return to life with full health. And then of course I bumped that up earlier on, and I have an additional free one as well on top of that. So I think I'm going to be all right. So let's go ahead and just hit Cthulhu while things are quiet. Well, they're not so bad when I have a chance to. And again, remember, if I roll really well, I can divvy up things how I want because I can use my brawling skill here. So let's just keep Rasputin 1 away from death, which is probably going to result in his death, and just go for it. So we're going to go after Cthulhu here. We're going to be rolling the exact same amount of dice, but I can at least decide how I want to break these up. Plus, remember, I just gained a bunch of stress back, so I have 3 rerolls that I can use when I go into this. That could be really, really nice. So here we go. Let's see how this pans out. Okay, that was a pretty good roll. So I got the 4 that I needed to kill him, plus with 2 Elder Signs, that also kills a Cultist. So I've killed a Cultist plus Cthulhu, or yeah, not killed Cthulhu, but taken down that stage of Cthulhu. That's not bad at all, really. So I'm actually quite happy with that. I don't think there's any real reason to re-roll it, except I am tempted to re-roll to hopefully get one of these. So I'm going to re-roll once. We'll just re-roll. It'll be fun. I got, so I'm going to burn 1 stress. I have 2 more remaining after this to try to see if I can get something out of this. Okay, so that didn't work. Should I go any further? Probably not, because I got 2 stress left to burn, and I know Mythos cards sometimes come at you with when you have 2 stress or less. If you don't have it available, basically, it can hit you pretty hard. So I'm pretty happy with this. So again, like I said, we're going to kill 1 Cultist off, so that's great. And this is all because of the brawling skill that I can divvy these hits up. Cthulhu is going to take the other 4 hits. That doesn't kill him, but it is going to push him past this particular stage. So good job, Rasputin. Also, as part of that roll, I got 2 Elder Signs, which I converted to successes, so I get to actually go ahead and bump the stress all the way back down, which is really nice because I have lots of rerolls available, which will help me with these wonderful fire tokens later on. So Rasputin has successfully taken down stage number 2 of Cthulhu, so we take this card and move it up here. Again, remember, all the effects and everything are still valid during the gameplay, and the dice that are on this particular card are also still valid. They'll add into whatever is shown on this one, so you'll see an additional green dies now add to Cthulhu's pool. He's getting stronger as he goes along. It's going to be harder to take him down. We got 12 health we have to get through with this, plus we have a when revealed effect. It says, move Cthulhu to the blue gate. Oh my goodness. And each investigator in one of those special token spaces takes 1 wound and loses 1 sanity. Alright, well, we knew it was going to happen eventually. Rasputin takes the 1 wound and the 1 sanity hit. He dies, but he comes back at full health. So at this particular point in time, he has cashed in on his first free death. He can die 1 more time after this and still be okay. And then that's it, because I'm up to this 1 additional free death, 2 total. So, little bit dicey there. Didn't expect that to happen, but at least now we're at full health with him, and we're going to have to do the same thing over here with Adam, as Adam's not going to die, but he's going to take some health hits and some sanity hits. So Adam will also take a single wound and a single point of madness, which is actually going to push him up to the next die level for him. That's pretty convenient, because guess what? Cthulhu has come upstairs to join him, and he's going to be 1 space away from me. And now I've got more dice, and Adam's really been waiting for time to just roll a lot of dice. This is actually working out pretty good. So I got an additional die there, plus this trigger is going to happen. It says if you're at full stress, heal all of your stress and discard your 1 discovery, or discard 1 discovery card of your choice. Perfect. Everything lines up great. This gets reset. This actually worked out really well. It's actually really bad for Cthulhu that he's doing what he's doing right now, because he just pushed Adam into a better situation than ever before by going to where he currently is going to stand. So that worked out flawlessly. I don't think there's anything else except for my skill. That's the next thing to bump up. And I've already maxed myself out on the marksman set of things. This one says gain an additional green die while your sanity is on one of these spaces. So I could gain an additional... Oh, that would be really powerful. That might be a really good one to get. Although it doesn't, it's an instead. So you don't get this and this. This is basically allows you to have the extra green die when you're either in a space like this or 1 before it. That's pretty cool. Or we go down below here and it says, instead you may reduce wounds taken and loss of sanity by 1 when attacked or rolling for fire. So that's more so on the defensive side, which could be good for Adam, seeing as he's in it, it's not so much dice he's worried about now, it's kind of some defense. So maybe I'll do that. I'm going to push up his toughness at this point. And there's Cthulhu showing up right behind Adam, ironically, as he finally gets out of that space he's been stuck in for so long, trying to get down the stairs to find Cthulhu. Cthulhu comes to him. But we are certainly not done with Rasputin yet. He is currently in this space right here with a cultist, and he's going to be attacked. So he's going to be rolling 2 green dice, the cultist is anyway, against him, and we'll see what kind of damage he puts on Rasputin. Oh, looks like a single point of damage. Now, do I want to reroll that? Yes, I do. I'll spend 1 stress on Rasputin to reroll that die. Much better. So no hits whatsoever. All right, let's deal with Rasputin's fire. So 2 black dice for these 2 tokens. Let's see how it goes. Madness and an elder sign. Okay, well, the elder sign is nothing. The madness is a madness. I don't really want to push his madness up any higher because he's getting close to death. Like, that's just not good for me. So I would actually rather go ahead and stress him out a little bit to re-roll this and hopefully avoid the madness. Okay, so he would actually take a wound in this particular case from the fire, which ironically is better for him right now versus the madness that's pushing him towards a death that is fine, like it's going to happen guaranteed. He can't come back from death from the sanity side of things, so I will take the one hit this way, and I'm quite happy with that. So the stage 2 card states that at the end of each turn we're putting one of those special tokens on the board, and this is actually the last one, so this won't be triggering any longer, and ironically it's going to land exactly where Cthulhu is. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually I'll just place it outside of things like so, but basically it's in that space. Cthulhu just takes up so much of it. Now, what's also really nasty about stage number 3 is it says right here on the stage card, it says, at the end of each turn, each investigator loses 1 sanity. So Rasputin will lose 1 sanity, and Adam will also lose 1 sanity. Now, one thing that's really important to note here is you'd think maybe my toughness would have helped me out here, but that toughness only triggers when attacked or rolling for fire. This is considered more of a trigger of end of turn from the Elder One, so this is like straight sanity damage we can't block. So Adam's going to start things off by using his free attack from his marksman skill to hit somebody outside of his space, and honestly, that's obviously going to be Cthulhu. So he's going to go ahead and grab 2 green dice from his leveled up skills, plus 2 more green dice from using a ranged shot, which is pretty fantastic, and then 3 black dice. Now, it would have been even crazier than that if the madness from Cthulhu didn't push Adam off of the insanity threshold he was on. I would have had another green die to use. That would have been pretty wild. But in this case, it's the 4 green dice and 3 black, which is pretty good, but I'm a little bit concerned about the whole sanity situation going on here. Wow, okay, that's actually a really, really good roll. So we got lots of solid hits there. I'm probably going to do some stress rolls here because Adam has lots of available stress. So I'm going to go ahead and re-roll for sure. I'll spend 1. I'm fully... I have no stress whatsoever on it, but I'll use 1 stress to reroll one of these dice at the least. Okay, that didn't work out. I'll use another one to reroll. Come on, give me another success. I'd love to get 6. No! Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm pushing it. We don't have much time. Come on. An elder sign. No, it's not going to work either. Okay, I'm going to push all the way to the end, because if Adam has his stress all the way up, when he hits the threshold, he gets to reduce. Oh my goodness, I could not get it for anything. But anyway, long story short, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. That's pretty solid for a free attack, so I'll take that. So we'll go ahead and put 5 on him. We need 12, by the way, for this stage 3 of Cthulhu. So doing pretty good off the hop. This was just a free attack. And I'm going to move my madness up the track off screen up by 1. That's going to put me 3 away from death. And the next 2 are thresholds that are going to stop me no matter how much I get. So I'm going to go for it again with another huge attack on Cthulhu because we don't have much time and I got to go for it. So we're going to do another attack here. Exact same setup here. Exact same dice. Hoping for a good result. And I have no stress to reroll at all. Oh, that was such a bad roll. I don't know if you guys could see all the dice. That is a terrible roll. So I got the madness hit. I only got 1 success in that entire pile. That was so bad, and I have no way to re-roll these. Oh, that is terrible. Let me just double check to make sure there's nothing else I can do. No, I don't have any availability to do anything else. That's brutal. Okay, so that was my first action. So I put 1 damage on him. What a terrible, terrible result. But I do get to upgrade my character as I've now reached an insanity threshold thanks to this madness die right here. So now Adam is moving from this position to here, which unlocks another die, making him even stronger. Again, this is the reason why I used up all of my rerolls, because short-term memory loss is going to trigger, which is going to have this reset back down to 0, which is fantastic. Again, I'll use all of those to push past this stage 3 as much as I can. Now I get to upgrade a skill, and why wouldn't I do this? I could absolutely do this. So instead, gain a green die while your sanity is on this. That's awesome. Now, I think it doesn't matter as much right now, so maybe it would make more sense to put it on Because really, at this point, both of these slots are going to give me that green die anyway, and then I'm going to die. So Fueled by Madness, there's no point. I can't... Let me think. If I took it now, and then I go here the second time, I could get up to 2 green dice. At the it might be worth it. It might be worth it. Although my health is not looking so hot either, right? So I got to be careful on that front too. So I need to use of my remaining actions. I'm going to need to make sure that I have 2 remaining actions. One of them is going to have to be to heal to make sure I don't die. So if I do heal, I should be in a better spot and should be able to survive. So this one says, instead you may reduce wounds taken and loss of sanity by 1 from any source. Oh, that's really good actually. That's actually really good because remember Cthulhu's end of turn thing. Yeah, let's go toughness. Let's go toughness. Let's be smart. Let's not push ourselves to death. Okay, so that's going to be it for the upgrade there. That's great. So that's going to resolve the upgrading of Adam. All right, so I do want to apologize first off because I realized some of the rolling in the last clip there was hard to see because my camera's focusing in on this gigantic miniature here in front of me, but hopefully I'm able to keep it focused over here on the dice as well. So what we have here is 2 more actions left with Adam. One of them is going to be to heal. I'm just going to do that because I know I'm not going to be able to get any further, but I want to make sure I hopefully can kill Cthulhu. So before I heal, let's make this next attack because I'm going to have a lot of dice. So I'm going into this one with an additional green die now. That's a permanent unlock thanks to going up on the track. So let me just count my dice up correctly here. I have 3 green dice just from leveling up. I get 1 for being on an insanity threshold, and I get 2 for shooting from distance. I've actually run out of frost green dice. I'm going to have to grab another green die from a separate pack. All right, here is the additional green die right here. So there we go. We've got a lot of dice. This is increasing my chances of hopefully getting the 6 damage that I need, plus the fact I have all my stress available to try to take down this stage 3 Cthulhu in 1 turn from Adam, which is really what we need to do because we're in crunch time now. Our characters are near death. So here we go. This is a lot of dice. I'm going to have to shuffle this in my hand a couple times, roll these things around. Here we go. Oh my goodness. What just happened? Okay, so first off, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We did it. And we didn't roll that much madness at all somehow, which I don't even understand, but it's perfect because I can actually take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is exactly what I need to kill Cthulhu, at least stage 3 of them. This one would push my madness up, which I don't want just yet. So I'm going to re-roll this one with a stress because I'd rather convert that to anything but a madness. Okay, a blank. Pretty happy with that. So that's going to be it. So that's the 6. And so that 6, again, Elder Signs for me mean nothing, but 6 damage means a lot. So that is going to eliminate stage 3 of Cthulhu. We get to find out what's happening in stage 4. All right, so stage 3 has been cleared. We'll go ahead and place this up top. Again, remember all the effects are still in play, plus the dice for him. Oh, now he's adding a green and a black die to his pile. That'll make things even more crazy. And this one right here says final stage 12. When revealed, move Cthulhu to the starting space. Each investigator must discard all items and companion cards. They may take 1 wound for each card they wish to keep. Well, I don't have any on either, so I'm good that way. If you need to place one of the tokens on the board but cannot, each investigator loses 2 sanity. Oh no! That is going to be a big time problem. Okay, wow, that's gonna be a serious issue. Well, this is a dramatic turn of events. So Cthulhu is now all the way back at the starting space. I have 1 action left with Adam, and to be totally honest, it's really hard to determine what to do here besides heal, because I think if I don't heal, I'm just going to be in big trouble, because either way, if I try to move to get, close within range for next turn to make shots, I have all these cultists are going to follow me, plus fire tokens on me. So it's better to stay where I currently am, potentially try to move next turn and just suck it up and deal with the cultists that are attached to me. So I'm going to heal right now. Adam currently is, actually if I heal right now, I can heal a perfect 3 that'll allow me to go right back to full health. So I'm pretty happy with that. So let's do the full healing. This is going to be really, really close. I don't know if I can pull this off, but I've got a chance, I think. So that really wraps it up. That's the end of Adam's turn. Now we have to go to the Mythos card. You know that's going to always throw a wonderful curveball at us. Let's see what happens. Oh, we got a Fire Vampire. So the Fire Vampire just came out. Each Fire Vampire moves one space towards you, then place one fire token in their spaces. Great, there is none. But guess what? One gets summoned exactly where I'm standing. Well, that's extremely unfortunate. We have a Fire Vampire joining us here. Alright, this is going to be a pretty wild turn here. So first off, we have the Cultist going up against us, plus we have the Fire Vampire. I have to deal with all of them. I'm going to probably deal with the Fire Vampire first. It says when it attacks, first place a fire token in its space, so we can do that, adding another token of Inferno to the area. It's going to attack me. It's going to be using 1 green die and 2 black dice. So what I'm scared of with this is the 2 black dice, because that has the madness potential in it, and Adam literally cannot take any madness if he hopes to survive to another turn. Like, literally cannot. He can't even take 1. Because of that token, that will cause the fact that we can't put any more of those special tokens on the board, and Cthulhu has an ability that is now based on the final stage. Anytime we need to place a token down, which is going to be at the end of even this turn here with Adam, I take 2 sanity damage, and I can use my toughness to negate one of them now, because I have the ability to do so because I've upgraded high enough to allow to block 1 from any source. But that only gives me the freedom of 1 sanity hit, which means I can't afford to take another one or I die. So I can't literally take any sanity here. I have to reroll like crazy if I see any madness on these dice. Okay, so no madness on the dice, so that's a plus. But I got 2 successes and an Elder Sign. This is the attacks coming toward me, so 2 wounds basically as of right now. Now, do I want to risk re-rolling the dice that are black to get them off of the wounds? Not so much. I'm pretty happy because I know these guys are going to be all rolling green dice that have no madness. So I'm going to just take these 2 hits. I am not re-rolling those because I'm not risking it. So that actually worked out perfectly. And also, yeah, that actually works out great. I'm quite happy with that. So the next thing I'm going to do is, and actually, I guess right now it does say instead you may reduce wounds taken and loss of sanity but from any source by 1. So technically I only take 1 hit actually from that attack. So that's pretty good. Don't want to forget about my toughness even against actual damage like what just happened. So now we're going to have one of the cultists attack me for 2 green dice. This should be interesting. Okay, that's pretty good. So there's no need to reroll anything there whatsoever. The second cultist is going to attack me. And 2 more blanks. Wow, okay, I'm just fluking out like crazy. And then the third one, yeah, I knew it was going to come around eventually. So there's 2 successes right there. And again, I can reroll one of them. So I'll just pick this one to reroll. Or sorry, not reroll, my mistake. I didn't mean to reroll that. That was what I meant to do was to reduce that. So let me just put that back to what it was, because I wasn't trying to re-roll that. What I meant to say was I can block one of the wounds that I take from this. I'm thinking of the original way of using toughness, which was to re-roll. So in this case, I take 2 hits, but I can negate 1 thanks to my toughness. So I only take 1. So the question is, do I want to actually use any of my stress, which I have 1, 2, 3 slots to re-roll? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to, I might as well re-roll 1. I actually forget what that result was that I just did. It looks like it's going to be stuck there anyway. I don't want to go any further with this. I want to leave 2 stress on my character anyway, availability, in case the Mythos card asks for it, and that could also cause problems for me. So I'm going to just take 2 hits minus the 1 for toughness. Gives me 1 more hit on the health track. So currently, I'm sitting in the 3rd position on the health track. I can take 2 more wounds safely. The 3rd one will kill me. In terms of stress, I can take 2 more points of stress, but I've dealt with all of the enemies in this space because it was not safe. We are now at the end of turn for Adam, and it has Cthulhu wanting us to put another special token on the board, of which we don't have, thanks to the final stage card, which we need 12 health to kill this Cthulhu right here. It does state on it if we have to place one of those special tokens on the board, and we cannot. Each investigator takes 2 sanity hits. Thankfully, Adam has the ability now with toughness being up to the 3rd position. Says, instead, you may reduce wounds taken and a loss of sanity by 1 from any source in capital letters. So that means I can block 1 of the 2 sanity Cthulhu's throwing at me, which keeps me 1 away from death. Alright, so Adam is going to take 2 sanity hits because the special token can't be placed on the game board thanks to the final stage of Cthulhu. Big thanks to Cthulhu there. But it's going to hit an insanity threshold, which means it doesn't go any further than this one spot right here. It unlocks an extra die for him, which is great. It allows him to trigger his short-term memory loss, which is bad because I never used all my stress up. So the worst part about this is right now, instead of actually reducing my stress like I have been the whole game long, I actually take a stress for not actually having my stress fully maxed out. So that's unfortunate. Now I have to choose something to actually level up, and there's no point in leveling up Fueled by Madness because it doesn't gain me anything that I don't already have from the basic ability of it. I would have had to worked up to like this level for it to matter, but I'm just 1 step too far behind. So I might as well bump up my toughness, which allows me to take reduce wounds taken by 2 and loss of sanity by 1 from any source. So for Rasputin, again, 2 sanity hits coming from him thanks to Cthulhu, but it hits this threshold right here, giving it an extra die. And we're going to be able to go ahead and upgrade one of his skills. This one right here says, when you return to life, also heal all your stress. 1 additional free death. I might want to do that actually, so I can keep him alive as long as possible. So I'll push him all the way up there. Obsessive disorder triggers as well. Move your stress to match your health value. So we're going to go ahead and push this back by 1, so that's actually not bad. And then he discards discovery cards that he has to equal the same on both sides, but we don't have any, so that's great. So that's pretty much everything for him, and that's not all for Cthulhu in terms of what he's going to do at the end of the turn. This is where it gets really crazy and really wild, and honestly the timing of this and even the survival and how close this game is coming down to the wire is nuts. So if you go through the stage cards with Cthulhu, the one I just resolved was from stage card 2, but it had tie-ins to the final stage where it started saying that if you can't place that token from stage 2, you start taking 2 sanity thanks to the final stage card. So we're done those, but then we move to stage 3 to see what happens at the end of each turn as well. Stage 3, all these effects still occur. You still check all of them in order. And the stage 3 card right now says at the end of each turn, each investigator loses 1 sanity. And this is where things get really nuts because really that would kill him. It'd push him over. But because I have these skills right here that say instead you may reduce wounds taken by 2 and loss of sanity by 1 from any source in capital letters, it means I can block that 1 sanity. So you guys might be wondering, on the previous 2 sanity hit that I got from Cthulhu, really, it's still just counted as a 1 in terms of what Adam would have taken anyway. But the thresholds were there to stop us anyway. So that's why I didn't mention it there, because it was a moot point. But now it matters, because the next spot we move into, we die. So having that ability to just block the sanity from any source literally saved Adam's life. Now Rasputin cannot do what Adam can do in terms of blocking sanity hits, so he is going to move to that final position just like Adam is, which is nuts. So he gets another die added to his pool, and again, these things don't matter because they line up, and again, the discovery card, the trigger of this whole thing doesn't matter because we just did it anyway. But what does matter is we could potentially bump up another skill. So I could, if I want to be in there for the long haul, push Rasputin up to an additional free death, but what's the point if he's on the bleeding edge of sanity death? So earlier when I actually moved this up to here, it said when you return to life, also heal all your stress. That's good. We have other ones down here that says, like this one for Arcane Mastery says you may count any number of Elder Signs as 2 successes each. Like something like that sounds like what you want for Cthulhu at the end. Or you have 2 free rerolls when attacking a target in your space. I would honestly rather just have this one be 2 successes each. I want to have my Arcane Mastery ready to go. I've got tons of dice, tons of Arcane, the ability to change those Elder Signs successes and be them double for each one. So hopefully I can get within range, if I get lucky enough movement-wise, to make those final attacks. All right, you guys ready for this? Rasputin is going to do the long run straight to Cthulhu for 1 attack. That's right. That's literally all I can pull off at the end of this thing. It's insane. So first off, he's going to go 1 out of here, which will put 1 fire token on his board. I'm going to take this cultist off the board because wherever I end up at the end is where that cultist is going to be anyway. I'm going to then go through the stairs here to the next level, which is going to put another 2 fire tokens on his character board, which I'm doing off camera. He's now come up the stairs over here, and he's not done yet. His third action is going to be to move into this space, going through the door right here. So 2 more fire tokens going onto his board to deal with. He's really going all out here. Again, all these monsters are going to end up in whatever space he finally lands in. And then that's it. That's his first action. That was 3 full movement steps, and he's not done yet. So he's got 2 more actions. He's now going to go 1 and 2, and he's going to stop in Cthulhu's space, bringing literally all of these monsters into this space with him and cultists. So there's 4 cultists in here with him, and there's the fire vampire, leaving Adam very much alone over here now that he's run them all in there. And now Rasputin is going to make an attack. Now that last movement out of here would put an additional fire token from the middle as well. So he's got a total, Rasputin has a total of 6 fire tokens on him right now. Pretty aggressive move. All right, so Rasputin's going to make one last ditch effort here with his last action on his turn to make an attack. Really hope this goes well because the amount of attacks coming back at him is probably going to destroy him quite badly. So I've got 4 unlocked green dice from the level up so far. I've got 1 die for brawling, thankfully. And I've got 3 black dice. So this hopefully should be a decent amount. Now remember, the major reason I think I got a chance here, a very small one, is that I have 3 rerolls left, plus any of my Elder Signs count as 2 successes. So if I can get Elder Signs, something like this could end up being like a 3 hit, which is pretty huge. So here's hoping that happens. You guys are going to watch this either go really, really well or really, really poorly. Okay, that's actually really good because I got a lot of Elder Signs. That's a crazy amount. So, oh, wait, that's amazing. That's a huge hit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm 1 hit away. No way. That's crazy. I was like, for a second I was thinking, no, it can't be that good. And I'm like, no, it's that good. Okay, so we're going to re-roll 1 die. We'll spend 1 stress. So I have 2 left over after this. Come on. Oh yeah, so that's it. That is literally 12. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's exactly how much I want. In my Arcane Mastery says, you may count any number of Elder Signs as 2 successes each. That's crazy. So as you can see right here on the actual stage card, it was 12 health to take out the final stage for Cthulhu. So with that, we have defeated Cthulhu. That was an incredible way to end the episode because I realized just after killing this creature that Adam was going to die automatically, likely in the next turn anyway, because he can not take, well, basically he can block sanity to a certain extent, like he can block the 1, but 1 would always get through for those tokens that we were talking about that now hit for 2 sanity. So Adam would actually have been killed off at the beginning of his own turn, and then Rasputin would have died too. So really, this was the turn. I only had to this exact moment to win. This was my only shot, and it worked out, which is ridiculous because it turned so heavily at the end of the last video. I really didn't think I was going to be able to pull this off, but then when I was able to get Rasputin to power up his Elder Sign ability, that's really what saved me. Once I got that, and then rolled 5 of them, which is insane, that I had total chance to take this thing down, and I didn't even have to use my other 2 rerolls. It was crazy how many hits I got on that. So anyway, that's it. That wraps it all up, but I can tell you guys, it was that close, and this is one of the reasons why I love this game, because it pushes you right to that final moment, that final turn in most cases where you might make it or you might not, and we were able to pull it out here, but we just as easily could have lost with some bad rolls there. So anyway, we were able to take it down. Both of our characters survived, and we have officially defeated Cthulhu for episode number 1. So thanks again for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.